in the fourth quarter when things get tough. You're going to lean on your brothers beside you, and that's what the off-season program is all about.
All off-season, even during the season, I'm going to do everything I can. Everything I said I was going to do, I'm going to actually do it, and I said just talking about it.
Coming in here every day and just working hard, pushing myself.
My leadership role, it was a lot harder because you don't really know these guys.
Bringing in so many new guys, it was a new team. I think there was a lot of anxiety and nerves about who we were going to be, if we were going to be able to develop a culture, and I think we have.
This guy was picked dead last. He was picked dead last. Dead last, where is he? He was picked dead last. And I don't know, I'm not a fortune teller, but right now I would say that's the best thing that's ever happened to you. Because you went top 10 and he didn't even get to compete in freaking combat drills until halfway through. So you had one arm behind your back and you were top 10. Elite, you went from 89th to 7th. Hell of a job, hell of a job, hell of a job.
You know, Jordan Young was a guy in our defensive backfield last year. We obviously gave up some big plays. We were not very good in the defensive back room last year. We've added a lot of pieces to that puzzle this offseason. 11 new players in the defensive back room. You know, Jordan's one of those guys that came back and really put it on himself, you know, to work extremely hard this offseason. He was a guy that was picked last on our teams, of our crews. And that he really had to look inside of himself to say, all right, where do I need to do better in order to earn the respect from my teammates and to be the kind of player that I feel like I can be.
I was in his group last year for winter, and like I got to feel that he was one of the guys. But when I was watching him train, I feel like this guy it felt like he didn't care a lot. But now in this offseason, when I watched him train, it's like he's a leader. I would say he's a good contender for a leader on the team.
I feel like it starts with me, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I know I know the type of person I am. I know what I can bring to the table, and I just feel like I was saying, I wasn't as vocal as I know I could have been last year, being a new guy. So now I feel comfortable. Like all these guys, they're my brothers. They've been my brothers, but I just feel more comfortable around them. You know what I'm saying?
Bring it in, y'all boys. Bring it in. Bring it in. I just want to say I love y'all boys. Let's go out here. Let's compete. Let's get better today. Work hard. Push hard. Let's do this. Let's go, y'all boys.
Just going in there and me being the person I am and the example I am, pushing myself and making others push themselves, been helping out. So I feel like that's what the biggest change was, you know what I'm saying? Just push and keep going forward.
Last but not least, and I think we can all agree, I don't know if there's anyone that's improved more than Jordan Young. I don't know if there's anyone that's improved more. Jordan's freaking gained 10 pounds since he's gotten here. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like this guy. I don't even know. I really didn't like this guy. But I love this dude. I love this dude. This dude trains with a purpose. His hair's out of his eyes. He's clear. He's focused. You can see it in his eyes, man. You can see that he's training for a purpose, that he cares about a program, that he's worked. He's gotten faster. He's gained 10 pounds. His strength's gone through the roof. He's trying to get in every drill. And that's our challenge, man. We've made changes this winter. Us collectively as a team, us as individuals. Now we can't go back because this is who we are as a program now.
He's one of the hardest workers in the off season, and this spring has gone really hard in playing the corner position, knowing the ins and outs of it. Made some great plays, got some interceptions, some knockdown balls.
This year I really wanted to be more of a leader than I was last year. I feel like I wasn't very vocal last year because we had a lot of problems, and I think we needed more people to step up and say something about it. I don't talk to people I don't know usually, so it's easy for me to go a long time without really knowing any of my teammates. I think I've been trying to really put myself out there and get to know my teammates and develop a relationship with everybody on the team, not just the guys in my position group. I think a lot of, for me, The confidence to be a leader comes from being able to do your job. I think if you can't do your job, it's hard to tell other people to do their job. So for me, getting better at my position has helped me to have the confidence to go out and talk to other guys and bring them along and yeah, get to know them and tell them, hey, you need to do your job too if I'm doing my job, you know. You know, we're a lot tighter than we were obviously at the beginning of January because bringing in so many new guys, it was a new team. I think there was a lot of anxiety and nerves about who we were going to be, if we were going to be able to develop a culture, and I think we have.
All right, guys, especially on these end-of-game scenarios, one thing that we have to be is discipline. We have to be disciplined, whether it be, and know your scenarios, know your situations. If it's short yardage, defense, what may be coming? Freeze. All right? If it's third down, it's going to be a freeze. All right? It's a good chance of it. You got to think that. Now, you won't get off. Coach Stu is talking get off. We got to get off the football. But you got to know the scenarios. If it's third down, and it's especially inside of 5, it's probably coming. So understand that. Offense, same thing. Yesterday, I think it was last practice, was it Phil, right? Phil jumped off sides on a freeze. All right, those things kill you. They kill you, and I think there was a hands to the face right here, and they got an extra 15 yards. They put us into field goal range. You know, stuff like that will get us beat. All right, that's where we got to get better in the disciplined football part of it.
We were, I'd say, if you take away maybe 20 total bad plays out of 2,000 snaps in a season on both sides of the ball. We're probably 20 bad plays away from being 9-3 instead of 3-9. But the 20 plays that's when those are the ones that matter. And when it matters is that's when the culture matters, you know.
This was that year where we knew we had to go as hard as we possibly could go, to the point of, do I really want to do this or not?
Most people don't know this, but last year was supposed to be my last year playing in general because I was going to move on to my coaching career. But Dante convinced me to stay. So when I said I'm going to stay, I might as well get the best out of it as I can. But throughout the season, I kind of fell back in love with football. And I realized this is my last year playing, so I have to make it count. So I decided all off season, even during the season, I was going to do everything I can. Everything I said I was going to do, I'm going to actually do it, and I said just talking about it. I could name a lot of bad habits from previous years. So like, I would have never willingly wake up early in the morning to go work out, to get an extra workout in. I never did that. I just started doing that this year. My freshman year, I used to stay up all night playing the game and then go to do a 5 a.m. lift. Now I try to go to bed around 11:30, 10 o'clock. The mental state was really where it was at, because my earlier years I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety, but I didn't know how to properly handle it. But now, like the last 2 years of my college career, I found meditation helps with me. Sitting down, just listening to music, helps me keep my mind calm, because the mind can play games on you. And with me fixing my mental state, it helped me get my physical together. That helped me get ready for this season. So like, even though when I had surgery, I still did like minor workouts that I could do at least to somewhat stay in shape. So my main focus was to stay in shape all this off season, because I've never done it out of all my years of playing college ball.
You know, Jaylen Hunt was a guy that, you know, kind of a journeyman player last year, probably didn't play as much as he would have liked. You know, really probably kind of going through the motions. And I think this off season, with the help of, you know, Corleone and some of his teammates, really decided, man, if I'm going to do this, I'm going 100% all in. And he has done it. He's probably, in my opinion, the most improved player on this football team.
Yeah, coming into January, there was a huge shift in my mindset. I had to step up and become a leader, because last year was obviously not what we wanted. I've been here the longest, so there just had to be a shift in my mindset to step up and become a leader, especially for all the new guys coming in. Legacy was a huge thing for me coming here, especially. I've seen what the standard's supposed to be here from my dad, from my brother, and last year's obviously wasn't it, and I feel like I have a responsibility to continue that legacy and continue the culture that Cincinnati football is supposed to be. From January, the biggest change I've seen here is definitely the brotherhood that we have.
Well, I think these winter workouts that we had were hard. And you're sitting there watching them and you're like, wow, we're asking the guys to do this. And I think, to each one of those guys that are on this football team, when they had that moment, they could decide, do I really want to go through this? Is this something I really want to do? And those guys said yes. They went through it. And I think the help of the brothers beside them is the reason why they're able to get through it.
Going into the season, you definitely see us just playing together as a team, not fighting each other, just playing football out there with each other, communicating with each other. And that's what we're going to see in the season. You already seen it through spring ball. Just playing together as one and just competing with each other. And we're going to compete through the season as well.
Well, the strong shall reign essentially is a never say die attitude. I mean, essentially, you have to have the grit inside of you to keep going no matter what. We're playing a violent game of football. Everybody's going to be hurt. There's not going to be anybody out there that feels perfect, all right? But you still got to go out there and perform at a high level every single day at practice and in the football games. And so when you think about it, we're in a sport where if you let up a little bit, you're going to probably get dominated. And so the whole term of the only strong shall reign is you have to bring it every single day. You have to be strong. You have to be tough-minded, physically, mentally, and never give in and never say I'm going to quit, never die. All those slogans that we all talk about. But and we want to surround ourselves with those kind of men that won't quit, that won't ever give in. And when you do that, you're going to ultimately be a champion.